Some motorcycles are built for speed, others for style, but a few, they were built so wild, they became legends for all the wrong reasons. From explosive power to deadly design flaws, these are the 15 most dangerous motorcycles ever built. The Kawasaki H2 Mach 4, launched in 1972, was pure adrenaline on two wheels. Its standout feature? A 748 cubic centimeter two-stroke, triple-cylinder engine that delivered a wild 74 horsepower. Enough to push this lightweight machine from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. At the time, it was the fastest production motorcycle in the world. One major advantage: raw performance. While other bikes eased into power, the H2 exploded forward with brutal torque and aggressive throttle response. It was built for straight-line domination and didn't care much for comfort or forgiveness. Weighing just over 450 pounds, the power-to-weight ratio was extreme. But the downside? Weak brakes, unstable handling, and a front end that lifted off the ground without warning. It was nicknamed the Widowmaker for a reason. Still, riders loved the thrill. The H2 wasn't just fast. It was unfiltered power on two wheels. Dangerous? Absolutely. Iconic? Without question. The Suzuki TL1000S, released in 1997, was Suzuki's bold entry into the V-twin sport bike world. At its heart was a liquid-cooled 996 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, producing around 125 horsepower, a serious figure for a twin-cylinder bike of its era.
Stuff that I've done, but obviously now I'm on the TL1000S. That means I'm gonna.
The engine delivered strong torque across the rev range and thrilling acceleration from any gear. Its standout feature? A unique rotary rear damper, designed to control suspension movement without a traditional shock. On paper, it was innovative. In practice, it was dangerous. The system couldn't handle aggressive riding, often causing high-speed instability and violent tank slapper. One clear advantage: raw performance at a fraction of the cost of Ducati twins. The TL1000S was fast, loud, and aggressive, a true hooligan's bike, but the unstable rear end made it unpredictable at high speeds. Eventually, Suzuki added a steering damper to tame it, but the damage was done. The TL1000S earned a reputation as thrilling, powerful, and deadly if mishandled. The Vincent Black Shadow, introduced in 1948, was a marvel of engineering and speed, decades ahead of its time. At its core was a 998 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin engine, producing 55 horsepower. Enough to push the bike to a staggering 125 miles per hour, making it the fastest production motorcycle in the world. Its standout feature? Performance. While most motorcycles of the era topped out around 90 miles per hour, the Black Shadow shattered expectations with its raw speed and mechanical refinement. The engine was housed as a stressed frame member, reducing weight and improving handling, a radical design in the 40s. One major advantage? Prestige. It wasn't just fast, it was hand-built, with unmatched craftsmanship and quality. The large Smith speedometer famously read up to 150 miles per hour, a bold statement for its time. But with its speed came danger. Brakes, tires, and roads weren't ready. The Vincent Black Shadow wasn't just a motorcycle, it was a high-speed revolution on wheels. The Honda CX500 Turbo, launched in 1982, was one of the first production motorcycles to experiment with turbocharging, and it showed. Its standout feature was a liquid-cooled 496 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, fitted with a turbocharger, boosting output to 82 horsepower. That was a massive jump from the standard CX500's 48 horsepower, making it a rocket in its class. The real advantage? Innovation. The CX500 Turbo featured fuel injection, digital ignition, and a futuristic fairing that screamed 80s sci-fi. Honda packed it with cutting-edge tech to prove motorcycles could be fast and advanced. But the problem? Turbo lag. Power delivery was delayed, then hit like a hammer. Combined with a soft chassis and vague suspension, the bike felt unpredictable and unstable at speed. Still, the ZX500 Turbo was bold. It didn't just push boundaries, it redefined them. While short-lived, it paved the way for future performance bikes. It was risky, futuristic, and dangerously ahead of its time. The Harley-Davidson Twin Cam 88B, introduced in 1999 to 2006, was designed specifically for the Softail lineup. Its defining feature was a counterbalanced 1450cc V-twin engine. Producing around 63 horsepower and 86 pound-feet of torque. The counterbalancers were added to reduce vibration in rigid mount frames, aiming for a smoother ride without losing the classic Harley feel. One major advantage: torque. The 88B delivered strong low-end power, perfect for cruising and highway pulls. It also maintained Harley's iconic rumble, while offering a more refined experience compared to earlier models. But early versions had a critical flaw: cam chain tensioners. These plastic components wore out quickly, often without warning, leading to catastrophic engine failure. Riders had no idea until it was too late. Despite the risk, the Twin Cam 88B was a major evolution in Harley's engineering. It brought better balance and power, but also carried a hidden danger that earned it a place on this list. The BMW R1200 GS Adventure is one of the most capable and celebrated adventure bikes ever built. Its standout feature: a massive 1170cc air liquid-cooled boxer twin engine, producing around 125 horsepower and 92 pound-feet of torque. With advanced suspension, electronic rider aids, and long-range fuel capacity, it's built to conquer continents. One major advantage: versatility. The GS Adventure handles pavement, gravel, mud, and mountain passes with ease. It's packed with features: ride modes, ABS, traction control, and even electronic suspension adjustment, all engineered for long-distance comfort and control. But for shorter riders, it's a different story. With a seat height over 35 inches and a fully loaded weight approaching 600 pounds, the GS Adventure becomes intimidating and sometimes dangerous. Tip-overs at stops or in rough terrain are common, leading to injury or expensive damage. The R1200 GS Adventure is a legend, but it's a towering one. If you can't touch the ground, it might touch back hard. The Bimota Vidu 500, released in 1997, was supposed to be a two-stroke revolution. Its standout feature was a 500cc V-twin, two-stroke engine. With direct fuel injection, designed to meet emissions regulations without sacrificing performance. On paper, it produced 110 horsepower and weighed just 320 pounds, promising a thrilling ride. One major advantage: innovation. The Vidu was light, fast, and beautifully built. It was the first Bimota with an in-house engine, wrapped in a stunning aluminum chassis with top-spec components. It looked and sounded like a race bike for the street, but the fuel injection system was a disaster. Throttle response was erratic, power delivery was unpredictable, and engine failures were frequent. Riders called it dangerous. Some said unrideable. What was meant to be Bimota's masterpiece nearly destroyed the company. The Vidu 500 had vision, speed, and beauty. But also fatal flaws. It wasn't just risky, it was the definition of unstable brilliance. The Ducati 996, produced from 1999 to 2002, was a stunning blend of Italian design and racing pedigree. Its standout feature was the 996 cubic centimeter L-twin Desmo engine, delivering 112 horsepower with a deep, throaty roar. Paired with Ducati's signature trellis frame and aggressive geometry, it was razor-sharp on corners and track-ready out of the box. One major advantage: precision. The 996 offered phenomenal handling, with fully adjustable suspension, lightweight components, and immense braking power. It wasn't just fast. It was focused, built for riders who demanded performance and feedback at every lean angle. But the flip side? It was aggressive. The riding posture was cramped, the engine ran hot, and urban traffic was torture. For inexperienced riders, it was unforgiving. Every mistake was amplified. The Ducati 996 wasn't built for comfort. It was built for passion, speed, and track dominance. Beautiful and brutal, it defined what a true sport bike should feel like, and fear. The Yamaha RZ500, released in 1984, brought Grand Prix technology straight to the streets. Its standout feature was a 500cc, liquid-cooled V4 two-stroke engine based on Yamaha's YZR 500 GP race bike, producing around 88 horsepower and weighing just over 430 pounds. The RZ500 delivered explosive performance in a lightweight packet. One major advantage, racing DNA. With a screaming power band, twin crankshafts, and an unmistakable exhaust note, the RZ500 felt like a race bike with license plates. It came with an aluminum frame, anti-dive forks, and aggressive styling that made it look as fast as it rode. But it wasn't beginner-friendly. The sudden surge of two-stroke power could lift the front wheel unexpectedly, and the chassis struggled under hard riding. Handling was twitchy, and stopping power wasn't always enough. The RZ500 was raw, loud, and thrilling. It didn't apologize for its edge. It was a wild ride from a time when performance trumped predictability. The 2004 Kawasaki Ninja ZX10R exploded onto the superbike scene with one mission: dominate. Its standout feature was a 998 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine that churned out an eye-watering 175 horsepower. In a bike weighing just 375 pounds dry. The result? A terrifying power-to-weight ratio that made it one of the most explosive leader bikes ever made. One major advantage? Raw, unfiltered speed. The ZX10R delivered savage acceleration and a top speed near 180 miles per hour. It came loaded with race-spec components, adjustable suspension, radial brakes, and aggressive aerodynamics. But it was also notorious for being unpredictable. The chassis was ultra-light, and without traction control or rider aids, high-speed wheelies and tank slappers were common. It rewarded precision, but punished hesitation. The 2004 ZX10R wasn't just fast, it was fierce. It demanded respect from even the most experienced riders. In the hands of a pro, it was unmatched. In the wrong hands, it was a missile with no leash. The Moto Guzzi Viv 8 Auto, introduced in 1955, was unlike anything the racing world had ever seen. Its standout feature was an incredibly compact 500cc V8 engine. Yes, 8 cylinders, producing around 78 horsepower at a screaming 12,000 RPM. For its time, it was a technical masterpiece, capable of reaching speeds over 170 miles per hour on the track. One major advantage? Innovation. The Auto featured water cooling, dual overhead cams, and an ultra-lightweight chassis. It was designed to outpace every rival in Grand Prix racing with sheer speed and mechanical brilliance. But the world wasn't ready. Tires, brakes, and suspension technology lagged far behind the bike's performance, making it dangerously difficult to ride. Even seasoned racers struggled to control it at full speed. Though it never achieved major race success, the Moto Guzzi 5.8 became a legend. It wasn't just a motorcycle, it was a glimpse into the future. Decades ahead of its time. The Suzuki Hayabusa, launched in 1999, instantly became a legend. Its standout feature was a massive 1,299 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine, producing an incredible 173 horsepower. later increased in newer models. With a top speed nearing 190 miles per hour, it was the fastest production motorcycle in the world, until a gentleman's agreement capped it. One major advantage: smooth, relentless power. The Hayabusa delivered acceleration like a jet, but with the stability of a long wheelbase sport tourer. It was comfortable for long rides, yet terrifyingly fast when unleashed. The chassis was solid, the aerodynamics wind tunnel tested, and the bike handled high speeds with eerie composure. But for inexperienced riders, the sheer power could be overwhelming. In the wrong hands, it became a rocket with no restraint. The Hayabusa didn't just raise the bar, it broke it. It wasn't just a superbike. It was a symbol of dominance, speed, and Suzuki's fearless engineering. The Harley-Davidson Street 750 was introduced in 2014 as an entry-level cruiser aimed at urban riders and new motorcyclists. Its standout feature was a liquid-cooled 749 cubic centimeter Revolution X5 twin engine, producing around 53 horsepower and 43 pound-feet of torque. It was compact, lightweight, and designed for city streets. One major advantage: accessibility. With a low seat height and manageable power, the Street 750 was meant to be a gateway into the Harley-Davidson brand. It had modern styling, decent fuel economy, and a smooth ride around town. But its biggest weakness? Braking performance. Early models suffered from weak front brakes and soft suspension, which led to poor stopping power and unpredictable handling in emergency situations. Many riders reported difficulty controlling the bike under pressure. While it opened the door to a new generation of Harley fans, the Street 750 also highlighted how cost-cutting can compromise safety. Affordable, yes, but dangerously underbuilt for real-world riding. The Yamaha VMax, launched in 1985, was a muscle bike that redefined power on two wheels. Its standout feature was a 1,198 cubic centimeter V4 engine, producing a staggering 145 horsepower. A massive figure for its time. With Yamaha's V-Boost system, it delivered explosive acceleration that made it a street-legal dragster. One major advantage: straight-line performance. The VMax could tear down a quarter mile in under 11 seconds, leaving many superbikes in its dust. It had a distinctive, aggressive look and a cult following that loved its raw attitude and booming exhaust note. But what it offered in speed, it lacked in control. The frame was flexy, the suspension outdated, and cornering stability was minimal. Braking power struggled to match its speed, making hard riding a risky game. The Yamaha VMax wasn't about finesse, it was about fury. A torque monster built for thrill seekers, not corner carvers. It was brutal, bold, and unapologetically dangerous. The Triumph Rocket 3 roared onto the scene in 2004, and it didn't just make an entrance. It made history. Its standout feature: the largest production motorcycle engine ever made, a massive 2,294 cubic centimeter inline 3-cylinder power plant, later upgraded to 2,458 cubic centimeters, with up to 165 horsepower. And a jaw-dropping 163 pound-feet of torque. It redefined brute force on two wheels. One major advantage: torque delivery. The Rocket 3 pulls hard from idle to redline, offering effortless overtakes and a commanding road presence. Despite its size, it's surprisingly smooth and refined on the highway, making it a cruiser with sport bike attitude. But all that power comes with a warning. Weighing nearly 800 pounds, one wrong twist of the throttle or slow speed mishap can turn dangerous fast. Maneuvering it in tight spaces takes skill and strength. The Rocket 3 isn't just a motorcycle. It's a torque titan, engineered for those who crave power and aren't afraid to handle it.